Sorry about the abrupt ending to yesterday's video. I do not know what happened, but Harvey and I got slammed with nausea. I had a migraine unlike I've ever had. It was bad. I don't really know what happened. I'm still feeling a little bit nauseous today. Thankfully I don't have a headache, but we're not at 100%. We're gonna kind of take it easy, take it a little bit slower today. The boys have made a mess in here. Get back to what we were working on yesterday, which was running some electrical. I've got some stuff I want to build. The oil did finally drain out of the boat, so I can finish that project. The battery is charged on the boat. So we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to try and get done. Hopefully I can stick with it and get through it all because I do not feel good. I was actually supposed to go hunting this morning. Glad I didn't. Kind of vetoed that idea because it's just not feeling good enough. If you guys are new here, I'm Crandall. You guys are watching the Eldredge Fam, where we share with you guys our day-to-day life. And one of the projects I've been working on over the last couple of days is getting this boat winterized. So I drained all the lower unit oil out of it yesterday. It took absolutely forever. And now I'm going to go ahead and refill it. I wonder if this will actually fit on here. Oh my gosh. What the dumbest design ever. Nope. We'll just have to use it like a pump. So what I'm doing here is basically there's a drain plug down here and then the fill hole right here. All I got to do is attach this in and then pump it until oil starts dripping out of here. Put the screw in here, put the screw in the bottom. And then there's a overflow reservoir up in the boat. Fill that up and we're good to go. This is taking forever. Ha, there it is, finally. During my flight training, when I was getting my pilot's license, there was something that stood out to me, and that was redundancy. Built into aircraft, there is multiple safety factors that are built in, and every system has a backup system. In case of some sort of failure, there's something there to back it up. Well, that got me thinking, I think it could be good to have some of those redundancies in our everyday life. One of those redundancies that we have had in our house over the last couple of years is backup power stations. We have had our fair share of Oklahoma storms and power outages, and our power company does an excellent job of getting our power back on as quick as possible. But there have been countless situations where we have used our at-home power backup, and it has given us a huge peace of mind every time the power goes out. I want to show you guys the latest and greatest in home power backup, which is the Jackery 3600 Plus. Of course, there are multiple ways to charge your Jackery power station. I always like to keep mine fully charged because you never know when you're going to need it. But in the event of a long-term power outage or if you forget to charge it, these solar panels are super impressive. They come with a carrying case. They are waterproof, and I've got multiple different ways that you can mount them. They send stakes with you so you can stake them down. They also have these hinges so that right now, I can fold these all up, put them away. Or if you were to build a rack, or if you had something to like zip tie them to, they come, all four corners have a hole on them so you can mount them literally however you want. And because it's waterproof, you don't have to worry about bringing it in when it rains. Now, getting the solar power to your power station is literally as simple as that. I had this in the house charging. It was at 30% when I opened the box. Got it up to 90% in about an hour. And now you can see it's going to take 1.5 hours with the current flow rate from the solar panels to finish charging this. The way the Jackery has built like a suitcase handle into the machine makes it extremely easy to pick it up and move it wherever you need it. The power station comes with a bunch of plug-in options, but for us, we actually have the Jackery transfer switch that we already have wired into our panels. So rather than plugging in things directly to our Jackery, all I have to do is take this plug it in here, plug it into the Jackery, and we can power our entire house. It got dark. Now if I turn my AC power on the power station, now if I go ahead and flip these up to generator, our entire house, except for our heating and air system, is being run off of the Jackery. That's our fridge, freezer, microwave, lights, fans. Literally everything in our house is being run off of the Jackery right now. We've got lights on, we've got the fridge, freezer, everything pulling power. Let me show you guys how much power we got. So right now, as we stand, I'm not trying to be conservative with the power. I've got lights on in every single room. We have 7 hours of runtime. So when we've had to use this in real world scenarios, we've been able to drag that out to like 24, 26 hours by being conservative with our power usage. But if you need more power and you want more power than that, you can also get expansion pack batteries similar to this one here that plug directly in and can get you up to 21,000 watt hours. I don't think you guys can hear it because this thing runs super, super quiet. You can barely hear a little fan in there keeping things cool and keeping the machine running, but it is almost dead silent. I want to give a huge shout out to Jackery for sponsoring today's video, but also creating such a fantastic product. We've been using their products for probably about 1.5 years now, and honestly love them. We use them all the time in the shop. We've used them on projects out there. We've used them in the house when our power goes out. They are a great one-stop shop for any of your backup power needs. And right now is a Prime Day sale where items are up to 65% off. So be sure to use the link down in the description to go check out the Jackery lineup and find a power station that is the right fit for you, your needs, and your family. Thanks to Jackery for sponsoring today's video. All right, that project is complete. I'm super happy about that. Especially happy that I don't need to take apart the lower unit because the oil came out clean. There was no water in it, which is obviously the biggest deal ever. So super stoked about that. We have been having a huge issue with rodents in here. This building is not completely sealed off yet. We're in the process of building it. And so I don't want to leave the life jackets and stuff like that in the boat right now. That's why they're all sitting right there. If I leave the tube and stuff in there, I feel like mice and stuff are going to climb in there, chew them up, make nests, do all that kind of stuff. So I plan to put those in some totes, some containers to keep them nice and keep them from getting eaten by mice. Fingers crossed. While I'm at the doctor, thankfully we actually had this doctor visit scheduled before. I got sick yesterday. It's been pretty hard. I went out there and worked for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then just got too nauseous. So anyways, here at the doctor, getting some stuff checked. Hopefully I'll be back to good as new. I really got to figure out. I've had my ear clogged on and off for like 1 year, which has caused all sorts of issues. Anyways, we're going to Fiji in a couple of weeks. We're going to be in the ocean, all sorts of stuff. So I want to make sure it's taken care of. Yesterday it gave me the worst migraine ever, and I think that led to the nausea. And so we're gonna try and hopefully get that fixed, especially before we go on our trip. I got some medication. Turns out I got a really, really bad ear infection. Are we surprised? Not at all. So I got some stuff for that, which I am excited about. Woo! Got the chills. Picked up me a salad. This is the first thing I'll have eaten in like the last 24 hours. So hopefully I can keep it down. I am feeling quite a bit better, but enough about sickness and doctors and la-di-da-di-da. Let's get to work. I am here at Lowe's, and guess what I'm doing? I am buying all the electrical stuff that I can think of, which actually isn't much. Just a couple of switches, a couple of outlets, and some, oh, here we go. Standard, although I want white, not this cream color. And some conduits so that we can actually do this electrical project and not have to worry about, not having the stuff. I also had to run in here to get some metal for either today or tomorrow's project. Not sure exactly when it'll happen. So I'm running in here, we're grabbing that really quick. Hi family.
I just texted you.
We got everybody here.
I missed you so much.
Really? I've been gone for like 3 seconds.
It felt like eternity.
We're in and out real quick.
Did you pay?
No, you pay after.
Do you think I can convince Crandall to get chips and salsa? What do we think?
I don't like chips and salsa.
Mommy says he doesn't feel good. Paxton doesn't feel good.
And I don't feel good.
Say, so only Mom is eating chips and salsa? Oh, no drink, just this.
Alright, we got some metal.
What's this for?
Tree stand.
Guess we're gonna get chips and salsa.
No, it's because right now in that one tree that I hunt out of, I have to stand there for like, 6-8 hours the whole freaking time, and it sucks. So I'm basically gonna weld a seat and make a little seat to attach to the tree.
Will it be safe?
Yeah.
Will you be safer?
I'll be more comfortable. I won't have to stand there for 8 hours. It'll save my legs, and I'll shoot bigger deer.
Yeah, but then we could be done sooner. Right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
Your legs get tired.
No. Then I have to hunt more and more and more and more. I seriously feel like I've spent the last 4 days accumulating stuff for projects. And I think I'm finally at the point of max capacity where I pretty much have everything for the 3 or 4 projects that I want to work on. So we're going to try and get our electrical put in on this container, the 4 outlets here. And then I'm also going to try and put in an air compressor hose that will be multi-function. And I'll show you guys how we're going to do that. And we're going to try and get that mounted as well. We'll see how far we get into it. See how far we get into it. I am feeling a little bit better. So hopefully I can keep up with myself. So I think I've come up with a pretty decent way of how to mount these. And I will show you all what that is. We're just gonna do similar to what we did on the other side. That thing got hot. So then I use a step drill bit here. We need to go just a little bit wider than what's there. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that power come down into the box, go through, and it will go to both outlets. And this is the end one, so it'll end there. The other one will come down, do the same thing, and then keep going over. So now I've got 2 boxes that will sandwich the wall like that. I've got Marcy coming out here to help me because obviously you can't hold the wrench on both sides. But before I do that, I've got to cut these down to the right height because obviously they are way too long. Should be pretty simple here. Just got to figure out how high I actually want them. The boys soaked my safety glasses in oil. That ain't gonna work.
I already have one.
Yep, I need 2. All right, walk down there by that tires. Okay, now stick your screw through the top and the bottom. Huh? Don't let it twist. Don't let it twist. I gave you the socket wrench, did I not?
You only gave me this.
You need the handle too.
No, you only gave me
I know. I gave you the whole box and said use that one, and you never.
You opened it and handed me it and said use this one.
Okay,
and
well
then...
go grab the freaking handle. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous, Mars.
Moments like this, I wonder what he would do without somebody to keep his life entertaining. He'd be such a boring person.
Well, this is as much wire as I've got. I don't know if this is going to do it. It would for sure do this first outlet. I don't know if it'll make it all the way down to there. In fact, I'm almost positive it won't. So that's unfortunate. I thought I had it bigger. I thought this was honestly a whole roll when I saw it in there. That's why I didn't buy any today. Yeah, not thinking so. I think we can for sure get this first one, but I'm gonna have to buy some more to go down to that second one. Ours was supposed to come back in 10 minutes. That's been like 15. So the big thing is I've got to have enough to go down to here and then up into the box. No, it's not going to work. Be close. Be freaking close. Probably like 2 feet short. Guess I may as well try it. Literally a foot, maybe foot and a half short. So the thing is you never really want to splice your electrical wire unless it's in a box. Like, you never want to cut it and have a splice. So yeah, I can at least get this first set of outlets done. That second one though, I'm gonna have to go back and get a new spool of wire. I'm literally a foot and a half short, which is just a bummer. The boxes are all 4 mounted. So now we get the joy of running the electrical. So we're gonna do exactly what we did over here. Running a piece of conduit down to the light switch. Now, the problem I have is I think I have to call this quits right here because I need to run both of these through the conduit, and if I put one of them in and get it wired up, it's going to be an absolute pain in the hiney to get the other one up through once it's already installed. So, we're going to call it paused on this project. The next thing I want to do is mount this automatically retracting air hose. And I've been thinking, where the heck do I want to mount it? Where do I want to mount it? And I think I actually want to do 2. One in this corner of the shop and one in this corner of the shop. But I didn't want it just fixed mounted. Now it does have some good rollers. If you pull the air hose sideways, you know, it'll roll on these and like it does pretty good in that sense. But I thought, what if I just welded this onto here and this onto the wall? And then it would swivel either direction. You know, if I'm using it over here, it would swivel, point towards me. If I'm using it out of the shop, it would swivel and point out of the shop. I think that's a great idea. The other thing is mounting this. Could not figure out a good way to mount it. So by using this, I can just weld it all to the container and it'll be super easy, I think. Can't weld painted surfaces very well, so we gotta grind it off to clean it up. All right, half of the project complete there. Hope I didn't melt my hoses too bad. Now, we weld this onto the container. There's a little bit of smoke in here, but I think we're okay. Right back there. Of course, right behind the outlet. That's kind of a pain in the butt. All right, let's get the compressor and stick it up there. This is by far the easiest way I could think of doing this. Bolting it up was going to be an absolute pain in the butt. The thing is pretty darn heavy, so having it where I can just pick it up and slide it on That is exactly what I wanted. That is so perfect. All right, so the air hose connects right into there. So we're gonna drill a hole through the container and then fish our air line right through there. So I've got this 1200 PSI air hose braided line. We'll see if this fits through. I really hope it does. This half-inch is like the only size step bit that I have right now. It's gonna be close. No! Flip! Well, I think I need a bigger step bit. I could cut that out, make it a square hole, but I really want it to look quote-unquote professional, like it's supposed to be there, not just have a big old gaping hole. So we're gonna call that quits. I know, I'm a quitter today. That is just the way that today is going. Thanks for tuning into today's video. And we will see y'all on the next one where hopefully I can get the rest of the parts and finish these 4 projects that we started that I thought I could finish today.